Well, this is the last Sunday of February, and we are now closing up our theme that we've been chosen this month is A Course of Love. And today's message is entitled, All Are Chosen. And as I had written in the Thought for the Week, and which is in the book as well, there are many people, nations, races, who have had the notion over the years that we're the chosen people. We're the special folks. It's us. And nobody else. And if you don't do it our way, you're not doing it right. And it's interesting because God smiles on us all. Love smiles on us all, no matter what we have accepted and chosen and decided on our own. Love is always accepting us. The Course of Love says, can you choose what is unavailable for choosing? Choosing is not taking. Choosing implies relationship. Are you willing to be chosen? Are you willing to be the chosen of God? All are asked. What is your answer? Can you sink yourself into that recognition that you are chosen? That we are the chosen ones, and not just the ones sitting in this room, not just the ones that are studying science of mind. All are chosen. And yet, in our humanness, we can choose to not be chosen. That's our prerogative. That's our right. Because this love that has birthed us is all-inclusive, all-allowing. It says yes, regardless. And so we can choose to be chosen or not, and it's okay. It's perfectly fine. We teach here that there is one power, one presence, one source, one energy. We call it God, love, source, whatever, lots of names. And it shows up in existence in our reality of this earth plane as stuff, as effects, as people, as everything. But it starts out in that unseen realm. So it's spirit. And so we are this spirit. Absolutely we are this spirit. And we are this human being. So we're both. And we've been talking about the fact that is primarily what challenges us in seeing only the love that is really here, is because our human eyes look out onto the world of effects, and we look at and we see evidence of lack, of illness, of disease, of limitation. And we say, well, look at there, it's right there. And that is a part of the human experience. So time and time and time again, what we have to remember is to go back to the source, to the substance, which is infinite, unconditional love. And unconditional love will embrace and accept everything. It's inclusive. It's all good. Ernest Holmes had a quote that has been widely used in our messages time and time again, and it says, love points the way and law makes it happen. Love is the substance, love is the source, love is the way in which things are created. However, there's this other thing called law that responds, that allows this energy to come forth into our existence. Michael Beckwith says, the law doesn't know what you want. The law knows what you're interested in. So many times, I think, in our human existence, we go through life with the vision of a mouse. You know what the vision of a mouse is? He can see right up close. You know, his little whiskers. If his whiskers can go through a hole, then that he can make it. Did you know that? So they have short little whiskers. And they're a small little being. And so many times I think that's the vision that we humans have. Sometimes we look around this world and we say, look at all this stuff that's wrong. And it's just scary, you know, and we go into that fear mode, right? Because we forget what we are, only love, only unconditional love. And so we see the things out here and we get, I call it the Chicken Little syndrome. Do you remember the story of Chicken Little? Remember that story? It's not a pretty one, really. It doesn't have a very fun ending. Chicken Little, if you recall, went outside and he was walking in the woods, and what happened? An acorn hit him on the head. And what did he say? The sky is falling, the sky is falling. Now, I would say that he made a fairly hasty judgment. Do you think that any of us might do the same thing? Do any of us make a hasty judgment of something that happens and we go, the sky is falling. This is the most horrific thing possible. I've got to tell everybody. I've got to share this news with this bad news with everyone. I've got to warn them. I got to let them know. And so who did he tell? Who did Chicken Little tell? He told Henny Penny. He did, Henny Penny. And Henny Penny believed Chicken Little. The sky is falling. And they needed to go tell the lion. The lion needs to know this because he's king of the jungle. But where is he? I don't know. Where is the lion? We have to figure that out. So then they came across Ducky Lucky. And they told Ducky Lucky that the sky was falling. And he said, oh, this is horrible. We've got to find the lion. And then Foxy Loxy came on the scene, and they told him what was going on. And he said, oh, really? The sky is falling, and we've got to find the lion? Yes, I know exactly where that lion is. Come follow me. They followed the Foxy Loxy into his den, never to come out again. Now that's a pretty sad story, isn't it? Yeah, but you see what happens here. When we make hasty decisions based on inaccurate information, there are consequences. Life gives us consequences. The law responds and says, oh, this is what you're interested in. You're interested in fear. Let me give you more of that. I'll give you a reason to be in fear. We, I believe, as a human kind over the years, have this race consciousness that we developed that is a fear-based. We forget what the truth is of us. And we get caught up in appearances. We get caught up in what things look like. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that many of us have this little element of drama queen in us. We have this element that we want to say how awful it is. Ain't it awful? And then we go on. And then what happens? We get more. It multiplies. What we want to remember, though, is that you need to stop, take a breath. When you get into this fear mode, literally, the sky is falling, I got something hit me on the head, oh my gosh, it must be the sky. Stop. Take a breath. Do a little assessment on yourself. Am I okay? Yeah. I'm okay. I'm breathing. Is my life energy, the blood still inside my veins? Nothing's squirting out here yet. I think I'm all right. I think I'm good. I think that whatever love life is presenting to me, I'm up for it. I can handle it. I don't have to run around like a chicken with his head cut off, screaming that it's all wrong. If I am in a situation, love has gotten me there. And love will get me out of there. Through it. But we have to be open to it. We have to choose to be chosen. We have to accept that this love is birthing us continuously. One of the things in the book, it talks about the fact that this love is an evolutionary type of thing, that everyone eventually will be chosen, but we all have our choice as to when that's going to happen. We can kick and scream and dig our heels in and say, no, no, no. And that's perfectly fine. But eventually, when we grow mature spiritually, we recognize that this love is right here among us. Where can I broaden my vision to see it? How can yesterday, it was so fun. Yesterday I went to the Hawk Watch. The Hawk Watch is up in Ramona. Sorry, yesterday was the last day of it. But on January and February, every year, put it on your calendar for next year, each month, each week, on Saturday, they do what they call a Hawk Watch at the Ramona Institute of Wildlife Research. This is the people that I went to Panama with last year. And they have people, there must have been 150 people there. And they come from all over the world. They ask, what's the furthest anyone's come from? They came from Hawaii. They came from Washington, D.C. to see the demonstration of these birds that they bring out. They bring out the raptures. They bring out hawks, and they bring out falcons. They bring out owls. And, you can, right there, up close and personal, you can be right there with them, and you learn all the things about these animals. Very interesting. So we want to be able to have that bird's eye view, that eagle type of viewpoint as to where am I coming from. Let me assess this. I mean, not the bald eagle, the eagle. Yeah, the eagle. Bald eagle, whatever, the different kinds of eagles. They have a 25-mile territory that they cover. So they know what's going on in a 25-mile radius because they're up there soaring and checking it out. Wouldn't it be nice to have that eagle view of the life that we're living? Do you see the difference in the perspective? If you just get back a little bit, just a little bit from the stuff that's going on right in your face, and just step back and say, yes, God is here, love is here. What is it giving me? What is the gift that I should be available? Leave that word should out. What is the gift that I am being presented with? That I can learn from, grow from. That's what this life is a total change from one thing to another to another. The Course says, there but seems to be a difference in the educated choice and the uneducated choice. Many may look back and say, I would have chosen differently had I but known, da-da-da-da-da. How many of us has ever said that? All will learn the same content, for all are chosen, and all learning, no matter what the means, will eventually lead to the truth of who they are. Eventually learn to the truth of who we are. And what is the truth of who we are? Love in expression. God in expression. That's what we're here to accept, to be. And you know what? It's good. It's lovely. It's amazing. When you stop and think about this life that we have been given, free, and we're available to choose. How do I choose? Do I choose love or do I choose fear? Love is allowing. Love is accepting. Love is gracious and giving. Now this is a lesson, folks. I want you to take note here. When you are feeling accepting, when you are feeling allowing, when you are feeling generous, when you are feeling gracious, you are the love in expression. Your feelings will let you know that. If you pay attention to them, if you're cognizant of them, if you're aware of them. If you are feeling fearful, the sky is falling. Ain't it awful? Listen to this. Oh my gosh, can you believe it? How do you feel? I mean, just now, just saying those words right now, I'm feeling like stifled. I can hardly breathe. Is that a fun feeling? No. Why would we choose that? We don't consciously choose it. That's why I think a lot of it has to do with race consciousness, that we're just kind of in this soup, in this mix, and we, as spiritually mature folks, need to remember to step up out of the muck, to step up out of that negativity, that fearfulness, and no, gosh, you know, I'm in a challenging situation right now, and guess what? I must be able to handle it. There are things in life that you don't choose, that you wouldn't want to have happen. I'll tell you something that happened to me. I was backing out of my garage the other morning. And I was a little close on the left-hand side. You know, I'm on the driver's side, and the left-hand side is a little close. And so my mirror was sticking out, and I didn't want to hit my mirror on that wall. And my daughter, Becky, was watching me because she was going to close the doors afterward. And I was just happy as a clam when I passed by the mirror and it missed it, by a hair. Yet I had turned the wheel to the point where the fender hit the wall. Crunch! Uh-oh. So and I pull forward and I hear another crunch. No. And then Becky says, I have a guy that does good body work. His name is Marty. She goes, you got to go take it to Marty, Mom. And I'm sitting there going, I was just so elated. The 1 second, I was like, yes. And then, no. I was so proud of myself. And then, does that ever happen to anybody else in life? And so we're always at choice as to how we respond to that. Because I thought, well, it happened. Yeah, it is. I guess I go get to see Marty. It is what it is. And I obviously pulled up and didn't do more damage. But that's the way life works for us. There's things in life that we didn't plan. We didn't think that we, asked for that we wanted. But the issue is how are you responding to it? What are you doing in the very next second to accept, okay, this is what it is. I must be ready for it. There must be something within me that is willing and able to step up, to move through it, to be more gracious, to bring my love of being gracious, of being giving, of being open through this situation. I wanted to read to you, by the way, we're in Lent. I've been reading my little Unity book called Keeping a True Lent. I wanted to read to you the beginning of it, what it's talking about. What is Lent, anyway? I think I mentioned it last week. We're in it. It started on the 14th of February. It says, Lent is the name given to a period of fasting and abstinence in traditional Christian churches. Specifically, the 40 days plus 6 Sundays between Ash Wednesday and Easter Sunday. The word Lent comes from the Anglo-Saxon word for spring, which is derived from the Germanic root for long, referring to the fact that in spring the days become noticeably longer. Like spring, Lent is a time of rebirth. It is a time for spiritual transformation. In Unity, we observe Lent not by giving up things, but by releasing negative thoughts and feelings. We fast from negative thinking or behavior that creates a sense of separation from God or from our own authentic selves. We realign with Christ consciousness through prayer, meditation, and quiet reflection. Through our Lenten journey, we release our old way of being and step into a new, expanded life. May this booklet foster you for a Lenten season that is renewing, revitalizing, and transformational. So I'm commending you, I'm asking you to think about the fact that I'm in a time right now where it's time to release. It's time to let go of the negativity. It's time to stop criticism of myself and others. The universe is always conspiring to awaken us to a greater, ever-present dimension of life. The universe is always conspiring to wake us to a greater dimension of life. So you be eager. When things change, woohoo! Yay! Something good is going to happen. Who was telling the story the other day about the manure? I know. It was at the women's club, and Mark Larson was giving a talk. He's a personality, radio personality that's got a good sense of humor. And he was talking about how humor really is what helps us get through life. And he told the old story about the big pile of manure, and the little boy digging, and why are you playing in this, pile of shit? And he says, because there's got to be a pony here. There's got all of this. There's got to be something here that's good. And that's the example that we use time and again in our teaching, is that there's something good here. Maybe I can't see it right away, but there is goodness right here, perhaps underneath what is appearing, it's looking like. So we get to choose. Are we going to choose to go with love that's going to take us into new territory? Oh my gosh, it's going to take us and have us do something we've never done before. Oh my gosh. You can handle it. As Emerson said, just get your bloated nothingness out of the way of the divine circuits. And allow yourself to be carried along in this flow of life. The Course of Love says, the question asked throughout this course is if you are willing to make the choice to come to know yourself, capital S, and God now. Some have chosen to come to know themselves and God directly. Others have chosen to come to know themselves and God indirectly. These are the only two choices, the choices between truth and illusion, fear and love, unity and separation, now and later. All blame must be gone from you. No cause to look back exists at all, for the truth exists in the present. You have completed God's act of choosing you by choosing God. This is all that the chosen people are in time, those who have chosen God. And what is God? God is love. God is peace. God is joy. God is infinite abundance. That's what we're here to choose again and again and again. To know that we are the chosen people, that everyone is, and that we're here to cooperate, that we are here to experience this gift of life, this grace of life, in our perfect way, our own way, not like somebody else. So be aware this coming week how much you live in the grace of God, how much you are supported by the universe, giving you gift after gift after gift. So say yes. Say yes to be chosen. Say yes to, okay, I'm available. I am allowing this spirit within me to show me how I can show up at a higher, deeper level. And it's all good. It might be a fun ride. Who knows? I know you're up for it, though, because I know God has chosen you. And I know you have chosen God. Namaste.